These are the best war, farming, and trophy bases at every town hall level. I will be explaining for each of the 44 custom-built bases why they are effective, so this will make you a better attacker by understanding what makes a good layout. Designing these bases took a long time, and I have worked with professional base builders at Clash Champs to make sure you have everything you need to defend. If you do find this one helpful, you can support the channel using code JUDO before purchases, even over on the Supercell store. This gives a small kickback and it helps me to make the best videos possible. Town Hall 1 is the tutorial, so Town Hall 2 is the first time you can build a base. This one acts as your farming, trophy pushing, and war base. Yes, you can build the clan castle at Town Hall 2, and if you have done so, I would place it right here. For Town Hall 3, we have provided a dedicated farming layout, since that is what you'll be doing mainly at this level, and we will provide throughout the video the recommended defending clan castle troops to give you the best chance of success. Here is also your trophy pushing / war base in case you are getting into that area of the game, but I suspect you'll be upgrading your town hall pretty quickly at this level. At Town Hall 4, you can now copy base links, which will make this so much easier for you, but you can still only have one home village layout and one war layout. So this is your farming base, and then here is your trophy pushing / war base. If you do happen to have extra builders already, you could place their huts towards the outside of the base to try and force your opponent to time fail. That is one of the tips I will be providing that can be applied no matter what your town hall level, and there will be a lot of advice in this video that you can use no matter what your town hall. At Town Hall 5 though, this is your dedicated farming base, and since you can have 2 home village slots, we also have a dedicated trophy pushing base, and from this point in the video you will have 3 layouts for every town hall level, because here is your war base. At Town Hall 5, balloons are very popular, so you'll notice the air defense is particularly difficult to get to unless the attacker comes in from 2 o'clock through the cannon. This is where we then have red air mines and a wizard tower hiding behind the air defense, so they could splash onto a pack of balloons and take those out to help you defend your village. At Town Hall 6, you start to get a lot more tools to defend your village more effectively, so I feel it's a good time to explain the difference between a farming, trophy, and war base. Obviously, the essence of farming is gaining as much loot as possible and protecting that on defense, so the storages are a big priority to protect. When you look at a trophy pushing base, especially for these lower town hall levels, your town hall should be centralized. This gives you the best possible opportunity of a 1-star defense, therefore not losing as many trophies. Whilst the storages are somewhat protected, they're not your main priority. You can use them as high HP buildings to help protect the defenses, because those are ultimately what's going to take out the enemy troops and help protect your village. Moving to a war base though, when people have more time to assess how they want to attack your village, you are less likely to then get a 1-star, so the town hall is not necessarily best used in the center. You can equally use this as a high HP building towards the outside of the base, because that then better protects the defenses in the center. Ultimately, when people have the chance to tailor their army to your base and even have multiple members attack it, there is more chance that a 1-star turns to a 2-star and a 3-star. So ultimately, you are trying to defend the 3-star and protecting your defensive buildings so that they can continue to take out the enemy troops is the best way to do that. At Town Hall 7, you unlock the dragons, which are very powerful, and ultimately at any town hall level, you're trying to defend the attacks that you are most likely to be attacked with. So as a quick example, for the farming base, notice the dead zone in front of the dark elixir storage, where dragons would more than likely path around that area. If they attack from the opposite side of the base, well, then they have to go through all of the air defense and the sweeper. The exact same principle is applied in the trophy pushing base. Should the attacker come in from the north of the base, they have to get through high HP storages and the sweeper to get to the air defense. Plus, the town hall is on the opposite side. If they attack into the town hall behind the sweeper, dragons are more than likely pushed to the compartments to 3 and 9 o'clock. Therefore, the air defense can take them out whilst they are trying to take out the defenses in that area. The war base then steps it up even further Further, should they attack from the northwest, trying to fly in behind the sweeper, air defense are very difficult to path towards. But flying into the town hall, they have to deal with the sweeper and all of the high HP storages, which again slow the dragons down whilst the defenses deal the damage. At Town Hall 8, you have an extra gold and elixir storage, so you start to get to the point where if you put all of them in one spot, you risk losing all of your loot. So you do have to spread them around the base a little bit, knowing that you might lose one or two. The dark elixir storage is actually strategically placed at the bottom of the base, so should an attacker move in to take your dark elixir, they risk losing a lot of the golden elixir, which is placed to the north of the base. If you do wish to protect your dark elixir though, simply exchange the storage with either the gold or elixir in the center. For the trophy pushing base, again the town hall is centralized in the middle, but most of the defenses are spread around the perimeter of the base, meaning that troop pathing is more difficult to get to the center, especially if they are using defense targeting troops such as hog riders or balloons. You're likely to see that, especially when it comes to war, because alongside dragons, hog riders are very popular. So the war base not only continues to have difficult pathing to the air defense from multiple angles of the base, we also have strategically placed giant bombs, spring traps, skeleton traps to assure that as hog riders path from one defense to the next, they are taking as much damage as possible. At Town Hall 9, the variety in strategies that you will be attacked with continues to expand as there are more troops available. And that is where, as we move through the video, the layouts become a lot more defined in what it is you want them to do. So the farming base, protecting your storages, but moving to the trophy base, you notice the dark elixir storage right on the outside of the base. If someone wants to use one sneaky goblin to take that out and give you trophies, well then that's what you want from a trophy pushing base. Should you wish to try and defend some dark elixir at the same time as trophy pushing, you can always make small adjustments to the base yourself. Just move that inside, perhaps where that elixir collector is. But the bases are designed to be the best they can be for specifically what you want them, war farming or trophy pushing. You might then ask, for this trophy pushing base, why is the town hall at the bottom? For this one, what we tried to do, rather than having the town hall centralized, was put the town hall right at the bottom so that if people want to attack from the north of the base and move all of the way through, they risk getting a high percentage 1-star, but should they attack into the town hall to guarantee that first star, there is a lot of traps behind it, so they will take a lot of damage and therefore run out of steam towards the end. That's part of the beauty of Clash of Clans, that whilst there's numerous ways to attack in terms of strategies, there's also numerous ways in trying to defend. We have a similar principle for the war base, but quickly going over some of the traps. The giant bombs are on the outside of the base with no mortars there because witches are very popular, and this means if a player uses golems in front, then they won't travel down the outside of the base, triggering the bombs. You've got a better chance of witches traveling over that. I'm not going to go over every single strategy we're trying to defend with this layout, but one more in terms of dragons, for example, since it's very popular. You'll notice around the air defense, there's no extra value for lightning spells such as archer towers. All of the air mines are not in route of the air defense, so if someone uses a lava hound, they're not likely to trigger that. Again, we have storages well placed to try and slow down dragons whilst they're in range of air defense. There's so much that goes into these bases. Just know that the builders have put an incredible amount of time into this to try and assure that you can defend as best as possible. So let's show them some love in the comments. For Town Hall 10, starting with the farming base, this aims to protect your dark elixir. In fact, we have every single collector in range of a defense, so there's no easy snipes for your opponents. When it comes to the trophy base, much like the farming base, it's really set up to try and defend dragons, so there is limited lightning value around the air defense. However, looking at the war base, you notice the town hall all of the way off to the side of the base. There's always a bunch of questions about this, but it is all to do with siege machine pathing. Since you can unlock them at Town Hall 10 in the clan castle, you want to assure that the wall wrecker, for example, does not get good value through the base. The town hall cannot fight back as a defense at this level, so putting it off to the side really is the best thing to do, rather than using it as a HP meat shield. But take a look at the multi-inferno placement. You cannot get access to both multi-inferno compartments should they use a siege machine through the base. This is highly important because typically people will attack from the opposite side of the base to try and get value with the siege machine, so you're just protecting your key defenses for as long as possible. At Town Hall 11, you first get access to the Eagle Artillery, and you can enjoy that for the next few Town Hall levels. But moving into the farming base, I'll point out just a couple of the key things. I'd be on forever if I went into everything that was behind designing these bases, but we do protect the storages naturally, the Dark Elixir being a priority, and you can notice the multi-target infernos, but there are skeleton traps next to those. That aims to stall any troops up in that compartment to try and force a healing spell there as well. And moving to the trophy base, this is something you can equally see. As we move up through the Town Hall levels, the trap placement becomes incredibly important to try and defend. So for this one, notice the red air mine farm in the center of the base. This aims to take out dragons as they move through, or balloons in a lava loon attack. You might notice that they are not in line with any air defense, because you want the lava hounds in a lava loon attack to move from air defense to air defense, and yes, trigger any seeking air mines, but not the red air mines, because those provide splash to the troops that move to the middle, hopefully the balloons. Just like the trophy base, in the war base, you will notice that it's quite spread out at this level, and that is because electro dragons are introduced to the game. So you do not want to have chain value through your base, whereby the electro dragons can just take advantage of that. Also, just to point out in regards to the traps, the 9 o'clock location has a bunch of giant bombs and spring traps. It's always a little bit of a risk whenever you're trying to trap people on defense, but if there is a hybrid attack, anyone sending miners and hog riders into that location wouldn't be planning to use a healing spell since there's no splash in that area, so if they're not reactive quick enough, they could lose a huge proportion of their army pretty much before their attack has even begun. Moving into Town Hall 12, at this level, if you get attacked, you are going to be losing some loot, so that's why the farming base has the storages well spread out to try and protect what we can. All of the traps are also towards the perimeter of the base to try and just chip away as many super barbarians or sneaky goblins as we can. The Dark Elixir is obviously meant to be tempting by the traps, but if you want, you could always just swap that with an elixir storage in the center of the base. Moving to the trophy base though, this is a diamond style layout with not a lot of chain value from the north of the base, so should you be attacked with electro dragons, it's really not going to be effective from the top half of the base, so the attacker is likely to come in from the bottom, but that is where we have all of the traps to help you out. Super wizard blimps are also very popular at this level. However, next to the Inferno towers on either side, clearly we have traps. So the spring traps are aimed at flinging off as many super wizards as possible, but also the giant bombs aim to take those out. Some similar principles apply in the war base. Notice at this stage, the town hall is on the inside of the base, since it is clearly a defense, so we're not trying to mess with siege machine pathing like we were at Town Hall 10 and 11. You might notice that the Eagle and the Town Hall are on opposite sides, so should someone attack into the Town Hall side, well then they're going to be having damage from the Eagle Artillery the entire time. If they want to get the Eagle Artillery down first, well then they risk a 1-star, which could be massive when it comes to one-hit scenarios such as the Clan War Leagues. You might also notice for this one some of the principles I've been teaching at the other Town Hall levels, such as no good chain value for electro dragons, effective placement of the seeking air mines and the red air mines. I'm trying to cover different points at different town hall levels, but I hope you're starting to recognize some of these as well. And if you are finding this one helpful, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I try and bring you educational but entertaining Clash of Clans videos. Haven't said that one in a while. And we do only have a small percentage of viewers subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy my content, I would recommend doing so. At Town Hall 13, we have the introduction of the Royal Champion, and with that comes a lot more ground smash style attacks. For the farming base, again, storages well spread out, well protected in the center, but with the introduction of the scatter shot, you're able to start protecting your village a little bit more, so this one will naturally work as a bit of a trophy base as well. Clearly though, again, if trophy pushing is your priority, then we have a dedicated base for you, a classic anti-2-star 2-star base with lots of traps around the town hall, and with the added damage of the scatter shot, you might still be able to sneak some 1-stars, but it's always a game of cat and mouse. Whatever is popular in terms of base building, that then transcends into attacking in how you counteract the bases. And that's one thing that with this one, we have the seeking air mines pushed to the outside of the base. Not common. However, if anyone is trying to send a battle blimp towards the Eagle Artillery, there's a chance that blimp goes down early. Likewise, if they deploy a lot of dragons and they're not ready with the Eternal Tome, they could take a huge amount of damage. Moving to the war base, your classic anti-3-star setup. Queen charges are very popular at this level, so trying to defend that in towards the town hall was a big priority. You notice the seeking air mines aiming to just chip away at the healers, but the single target inferno behind the town hall, that is a big deal, just beaming away at the Archer Queen, especially because the clan castle is there as well. The defending Lava Hound aims to get in between the Queen and the single inferno, so while she's attacking the Lava Hound, the single is constantly beaming up on the Queen, and the attacker will have to use spells in order to protect her. Similar to the Town Hall 11 base, the 9 o'clock side is heavily trapped to trip up the attacker. For Town Hall 14, the farming base has the storages in the second layer behind defenses, so they're not easy to get to, but they are split, so it's also not as easy to get all of them together. Dark Elixir storage being the main priority next to the Town Hall. For the trophy base though, Dark Elixir storage again on the outside in case anyone is trying to quickly farm that, and you might get yourself a couple of free trophies. I really like the trophy base though, because should someone send a blimp towards the town hall, there's very limited value next to that. All of the traps are to the opposite side of the base, meaning that as the attack goes on, you're aiming for troops to fizzle out as they get towards the end. If an attacker is wise to this though, and aims to attack from the other side of the base, we have grounded expos so that queen charges are very difficult to manage. Moving to your war base, we have a symmetrical diamond layout with dead zones around the single target inferno. This is something that gets even more prevalent as you move up through the town hall levels, especially with root riders, but dead zones aim to push troops around that location. So the single target inferno means that dragons cannot get to it easily, and no matter which side of the base someone attacks from, if they are charging with their queen into that location, the queen also cannot reach the single target inferno from any compartment around it, whether she's in the multi compartment or the scattershot compartment. Another point about this base I haven't spoke about yet is the red air mines next to the town hall. Air attackers like to send blimps through the base towards the town hall, and typically it is air troops within the blimp so that they don't lure the clan castle troops. Balloons are very common. The tornado trap would rotate all of the balloons into the red air mines, so they might not even get the town hall. At town hall 15, we have the introduction of the spell towers. For the farming base, we again have the storages in the second layer, but we're able to use raged up scatter shots to help protect them. To get to the dark elixir storage, an attacker would have to go through that entire compartment. Not always easy if they are using super barbarians or sneaky goblins, but it always just depends on what you get attacked with. Look at the draw sometimes. Moving to the trophy base, we have a double rage tower setup. The raged up expos at the north of the base mean that queen charges are very tricky from that location. The attacker has to be very proficient with their spells. It looks like there's more value for a queen charge from the south. That's why we have the monolith more towards that area of the base, should someone try and charge to that location. The raged up multi-target infernos though can be a nuisance for any ground smash attack, and hog riders and miners will go down very quickly if that area is not frozen. Even dragons can take a lot of damage from raged up multi-infernos. Moving to the war base, classic anti 3-star layout, and you will again notice that we are spreading out the damage around the base so that somebody can't get major value in any one area. The sweeper and the monolith mean that a queen charge into the town hall is incredibly difficult, but even if they manage it, they're not getting too much value. To the 9 o'clock area of the base, it does look like you could dive in towards the scattershot very easily, perhaps with the royal champion. That's why there are Tesla to try and slow that down. That means we only have 2 town hall levels left, but before we move to them, I want to very quickly thank Clash Champs as well for the hard work they have put into this video. And one of the reasons I like to work with them each year is because we really try to put the best bases out there for you, letting the meta establish. But there's also a lot of other free bases at Clash Champs, and if you even want to purchase bases from the pros, you can do that. They have recently launched an app as well to go alongside their website, but clearly all of the information you need to know for Clash Champs is in the description of the video. At Town Hall 16, the farming base uses a double poison tower setup and is very condensed. This means that as troops move in, they're under fire from a lot of the defenses. But then moving to the trophy base, being a double poison tower base and the position of the traps mean that it is pretty tricky to use a super archer blimp against this one. But another key thing to point out is the seeking air mine placement. So with the monolith towards the northwest of the base, people aren't really going to queen charge that location. They'd be looking from the other side of the base. And as they're moving in towards the town hall, there's plenty of seeking air mines to continue popping off the healers, meaning that it is less likely she will actually secure the town hall. When we look at the war base though, we have a double rage tower box style base, really trying to maximize damage output, and it can shred through troops very quickly if people aren't careful. If someone does want to use a blizzard or a super archer blimp, they'd likely be trying to get value around the rage towers, and that's clearly where we have all of the traps to make that as difficult as possible. Should someone be trying to get good fireball value, it might also be tricky on this base because they are really the only spots you would get decent value out of the fireball, and we have Teslas lining the entire side, hopefully meaning you can trip your opponent up so their fireball pings off to the wrong direction. Town Hall 17, the highest level of the game. For your farming base, we do have good spread on the storages, but well protected from the defenses. Clusters of giant bombs can often take out troops very quick if your opponent isn't expecting it, so we have some of those at the bottom, but the poison tower in the middle aims to slow down troops no matter what angle they are attacking from. The rage tower also not only boosts both fire spitters, but a bunch of other key defenses in that area. For the trophy base, the town hall is offset, and since you no longer have the gigabomb underneath the town hall, a lot of people do like to attack into it. An easy king dive is not possible with the defending heroes, but should you attack into the town hall with your full strength army, there's a lot of damage on the back end of the base, and likewise if you attack from that side, you're risking getting through to the town hall. This means it's quite common to attack from the flanks where the rage tower compartments are. This is why traps are in that location, trying to assure that, again, Tesla can mess up any fireballs. Royal Champion Charge is very difficult to defend, but giant bombs aim to get rid of the Spirit Fox alongside the Tornado Trap, just trying to stall the Royal Champion in that area. In the current meta, bases aren't going to defend every single attack. It's just not realistic, but especially when you're trophy pushing, you're essentially trying to give yourself the best opportunity of some defenses. And even though I quite like it right now in Legends League, it does make it tricky to defend because you never know what you're going to be hit with, whether it's Electro Boots or Electro Boots or Electro Boots. And while some bases might be better against a particular strategy, we obviously try and give you a lot of flexibility with the bases in this video. Just like with the war base, that's part of the beauty of Clash of Clans, where you do have variety in different types of layouts, different attack strategies. This war base is a bit of a nightmare to work out route rider pathing. We have the poison tower in the center of the base, aiming to slow down troops, whereby the key defenses around can deal damage. The invisibility spell tower by the town hall can often trip people up in clan wars, resulting in 1-stars. Again, fantastic for CWL, where it's a single hit scenario. But we also have giant bombs on this one placed around the high damage areas, just trying to increase the damage output with a better opportunity of wiping out troops before you could heal them back up. Recently, I also personally bought 4 custom bases from Clash Champs for High Legends, and I thought I would include them in this video for you as a bit of a bonus. Thank you again to all of the builders that put in so much work for this video. We always bring custom bases for you for every Town Hall level to try and assure that you really do have the best bases for the coming year. Again, I'll pop Clash Champs' link in the description alongside every single base link for this video. If you are interested in seeing a recommended video of mine though, there is one linked on your screen. YouTube thinks you will like that one, so let's see if they're right.